Bueno, gente, de Fortune Aeternum, vamos a ver el tema de la Savage Divide Expedition, ¿vale? Van a hablarnos sobre la nueva mazmorra. Vamos a ver qué tal, qué nos cuentan.
The chameleons are really a standout for me.
Yeah, they're very fun. Yeah, and they're very
Ah, estamos en directito, pasaros por aquí un poquito, ¿no?
chameleon-y. They
Ya está.
actually disappear.
Ya está.
Hi, and welcome to Fortune in Aeternum, the show where we talk about all things New World. I'm Rosie, the
fatal,
Associate Art
ahora.
Director on New World, and this is Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren. I'm Design Lead on Expeditions, and we're going to talk about Savage Divide,
Design
the
Lead Expeditions. Voy a hacer un breve inciso. Esta gente son parte del nuevo equipo de desarrollo de New World. Nuevo equipo de desarrollo de New World significa que los que estaban, supongo que seguirán estando, ¿vale? Pero un poco más en el segundo plano, ¿vale? O sea, vamos a decirlo para que la gente lo entienda. Los que se cargaron el juego de primeras están atrás, ¿vale? Y los que saben hacer videojuegos están delante. Ese es el resumen. Ese es el resumen. Despedidos no creo, vamos, no lo sé. Pero han metido gente que sabe, por lo visto. Porque el PTR, la expansión, ya de por sí va mucho mejor el juego. O sea, el rendimiento lo han mejorado muchísimo. Y en tema de todo lo demás, pues las mecánicas, todo, ya sabéis, todo, ha cambiado todo el juego.
for our new territory, Elysium Wilds. I know Elysium Wilds is a big takeover for First Light.
First Light was literally taken over by invasive growth, right? So we had to take the existing art and just completely take it over, but also make it look
Está
totally
guapísima la nueva
unique
zona.
and feel unique too,
Muchas
as
ganas.
well.
So the expedition itself is composed entirely of beasts. Did that present any challenges on the art side?
I think so, because the beasts don't actually make anything, so that makes it easy.
bicho es súper random, tío, es todo raro.
Their architecture, but they don't have that. So we had to use
Tiene un poco de
the
grima,
invasive growth, which actually,
Mola.
like, the team worked really hard to make that look totally new and fresh, but also like it's part of the world of New World, and but like it's taken it over from within. So, and then we also had to distinguish the different areas
esa zona,
for
cuidadito
each
con esa
beast
zona,
type.
Mírala,
There's several different
mírala.
beast types.
¡Mírala!
So we were going to talk a little bit about
Nos
the
la
story.
enseñan, ¿eh?
Mahatmaran, the Mammoth Lord, has retreated into Savage Divide in madness.
Ese es
and
el
players
último
have
boss
to go into Savage
de la
Divide to
expedición.
follow the Beast
El
Lord's
segundo boss,
power.
el
Each of
último.
the beasts are represented in Savage Divide. It's the first expedition
Es el primero.
that is entirely composed of beasts, which presented a lot of challenges from a design standpoint.
Right. And an art.
Se llama Kurok,
And an
creo,
art
si no me equivoco.
standpoint. Do you want to talk a little bit about the art?
Sure. We wanted to have something completely unique, but we also needed to make sure
Mira
that
qué
all the
bonito.
different
Los colores
areas in
son
the
una
expedition
cosa, ¿eh?
looked unique from
Ah,
each
es
other,
bonita la
because otherwise
expedición.
players would just get lost. And then also the invasion is totally organic. So there's a lot of organic, plants and bramble and invasion that's taking over. So we picked
La
different
verdad es que
room
sientes
sections
un
of the
poco más de libertad en esta
expedition and made
expedición,
them
¿eh?
look more specific by taking, parts of the different foliage and flora that we'd made for the invasion itself. And so this is sort of like the culmination of the whole invasion look and feel. Every area looks different and has a different one of the plants that's taken over.
Talking about the zone and the expedition together, right? And the expedition being kind of a culmination of all the work that's gone into the zone.
Exactly, yeah.
And trying to build out each specific area in the expedition to have its own sort of postcard moment, if you will.
Exactly. It's got, that Kodachrome moment where you can get a screenshot if you're not being attacked.
If you're not being attacked by the beast.
Bueno, por cierto,
Something
que
that-
tenéis en el canal el vídeo haciendo la expedición, la tenéis entera en el canal, ¿vale? No es mutada, es la normal, se pasa facilita la normal porque es modo historia, pero la tenéis toda entera en el canal, vaya.
The design and art have in common here is that there were multiple iterations, right?
Oh, yeah.
To get to these points.
Yes, it takes a lot of work and a lot of collaboration to get these expeditions fun, and that ultimately we want them to be fun. Do you want to talk about some of the unique fun things about the expedition?
There are some unique things. So this is got a hub design, so there's actually multiple paths that are viable in this expedition, which is kind of new for us. There's a secret that is findable in the expedition, which is entirely new. We haven't actually buried something like this before. Aside from that, I think the big standout is it's the first expedition that's actually just all beasts. That
¿Sabéis
was
qué
a
pasa?
huge challenge from the
¿Alguien
combat.
está leyéndolo o está escuchando lo que dicen? Yo es que me aburro. O sea, es que deberían de... Por mucho que sean los que sean responsables de eso, deberían de meter a alguien intermediario que meta un poquito de chicha, ¿no? En el vídeo, porque es que si no, esta peña tiene cero carisma. Que sí, que son los responsables de hacer el juego bien y todo eso, pero...
That standpoint,
Alguien
there was
como
a
que
ton
le
of
ponga
work
ahí
that went
el...
into,
No sé.
iterating on both the combat of the individual creatures and the combat in the sense of the encounters and the density and which pairings worked and which pairings didn't work.
So, and there's a lot of creatures in the expedition, and they're all new.
Not only are there a lot of creatures like the gorillas, the mammoths,
Los gorilas están
the
súper
armored
guapos,
dragon,
Meten unos saltos, tío,
chameleons,
que te cagas.
but there are also variations of them on different elements. We have also new technology for them to pounce down from ledges, so you'll see some of that in the expedition, and it's also highlighted in the zone.
I really like the throwing, the gorillas throwing.
Yeah.
Te
That's
lanzan
really cool.
caca. A ver, no.
And the elemental
Te lanzan
attacks
piedras,
by the
pero-
mammoths are really cool.
Yeah, the whole.
Me gusta
the
pensar que te
room
lanzan
where
caca, la
the
verdad.
gorilla is like attacking you and charging up at the different spirit shrines.
The boss fight?
Yeah, the boss fight is amazing.
Yeah, both boss fights I think are really over the top. Mahatmaran, the Mammoth Lord boss fight, is also featuring some new technology where there's a secondary creature on top of him that's like lasering you down, and it's a crazy
O al
scene.
láser.
What's
El
your
láser en
favorite,
mutada va a ser una
encounter?
cosa.
The chameleons are really a standout for me.
Yeah, they're very fun. Yeah, and they're very chameleon-y. They actually disappear.
Yeah, super cool. And,
Les metes un sangrado,
and
los
they
ves.
are kind of a difficulty spike too, so you know it when you're fighting them.
That was kind of a challenge getting it just hard enough, right, for players.
The expedition should be a lot more approachable than previous expeditions, and the reason for that is that we're doing tuning
Estoy de
across the
acuerdo.
board
Es más
on
accesible
expeditions
esta
to
expedición.
make them more approachable. So I think in normal mode, players are going to have a lot easier time getting in and through this expedition, which is intended, and that will be true for all expeditions in the game. We're going to save the really hard gameplay for mutators. We're also reducing
A ver, aparte de
mutators
eso, es que
to
van a meter
3
3
levels
niveles de
of
mutadas
difficulty
solo.
in the
Entonces ya de por sí.
and that is a big change. We're trying to reduce the number of different mutators so that players can get into games faster and easier.
Well, talking about all the expeditions, what's your favorite of all of them?
I have favorites in different ways. I think
Yeah, that's fair, I think.
yeah,
La Forja.
Tempest Heart is part of the original story.
La Forja y Tempest.
And I've been around for the whole,
Son las más
pretty
bonitas.
good chunk of the
Y la
development.
Eneada, esas
so
tres.
like seeing that culmination in Tempest Heart was a really meaningful moment for me.
Right, yeah.
And then our last expedition, Imperium Forge, I think is super fun. I love part of the art in the background with all the gears.
Nadie
moving,
dirá
all the
nunca
Yeah,
la
yeah.
pólvora
animation in
negra.
the,
Nadie.
background and
Nadie.
the sound design on it is just phenomenal.
How do you think that compares to the Savage Divide?
There is such a cool contrast between them that it's really neat to see like how different Imperium Forge is from Savage Divide.
Yeah, right. That's something that we really wanted to get, like totally different feeling, different temperatures, different sort of energy in each one. And we really want players to feel like they're getting something really new with the whole new expedition.
That brings us to our community question. What
Vale.
is your favorite expedition?
Vale.
And if you enjoyed
¿Cómo? Es súper feliz este señor, ¿eh? Es muy feliz. Vale, ahora viene la parte que nos interesa del vídeo. ¿Cuál es el siguiente Fortune Aeternum?
this Fortune
Porque
Aeternum,
será-
and
Ojo.
you'd like us to keep doing them, please
Vale.
like and subscribe, and
Vale.
we'll see you in Aeternum.
Vale, perfecto. El
Bye.
siguiente Fortune Aeternum, ¿qué? ¿Qué tenemos?
You have 45 minutes to go and push the influence.
La
you're going to wanna go capture
influencia.
the towers, capture the fort, and generate as much influence as you can throughout the race.
Influenza-
And whoever generates
influencia
the
V2.
most will win the race.
En el siguiente Fortune Aeternum, ¿eh? El siguiente Fortune Aeternum, que debería ser el miércoles. Debería ser el miércoles. Veremos si es el maldito miércoles. Veremos. Miércoles o jueves, a lo mejor, no lo sé. Me gustaría que fuese mañana, la verdad. Pero bueno. Chill. Tengo ganitas de ver el siguiente Fortune Aeternum. Vemos la influencia, pim pam. Y bueno, el tema de la expedición. Tengo ganas de jugar la mutada porque no me la pude pasar en el PTR. Está bastante difícil. Y me habéis comentado el tema de que ya no hay guard, entonces va a ser más complicado. La verdad es que va a ser más complicado. Va a ser más complicado, pero bueno, tenemos el tema de las pociones nuevas que van a darnos esa protección extra. Entonces en ese aspecto yo creo que estaremos bien. Veremos.